in our UITC, or Unique in the Creek, character wreath tonight. This will be my first one. And hi, Patricia. And so I'm going to show you, I'm going to bring out a line of all the character designs I've bought, all the characters, digital designs I've bought. I'm crazy tonight. I'll just tell you that. How's that? Hi, Michelle. How are you guys? I'm so glad you all can catch up with me. Or I can catch up with you again. Remember, we went through this last time. Got new light kits, blew out all my USB ports, had to reset my whole desktop, and now I'm not even using them. So that was a crazy thing. Anyway, this is the character board from the Unique in the Creek. It's different from the flower board. It has no center holes. And that is because what you do is you Mod Podge the face onto this for your character, just like you buy the round faces from anywhere that you get them. Yes, welcome. We'll just call it my crazy stream tonight. At the top, you'll see these two holes. That's where you're going to put your hanger. They do have blue around them so you can find them. Now that's probably the first thing you want to do, but the first thing I need to do is go, hi guys. No, not that. Michael, is the yarn over there? Could you hand me a piece of it? I use yarn. I don't have any twine. And there we go. That's much better. Hi, Kathy and Dawn. I see your names coming up on my iPad. Oh, you want me to, yeah, I'm going to turn it over, Lori, I promise. I knew that. I've just had so many, as you know, technical issues. Although Lori and her husband Dave, and Lori is from Unique in the Creek, but Lori and her husband Dave did a wonderful live the other day, not knowing they were live with using the filters, and it was very, very great. This board does come with two different sides, a natural side and a white side, and depending on what you're making, hi Arlene, glad you could join us. But depending on what you're making decides on which side of the board you want to use. Tonight I'm going to use the natural side because we're making Jimmy O'Lantern, and he is a pumpkin face. Now I'm going to Mod Podge a different one because I've Mod Podged Jimmy earlier because, of course, we want it to be able to dry. And then you can use one of your clear sealants with UV protection if you'd like, and spray over it just to make sure that it is sealed. I did use outdoor Mod Podge, but it's always a good idea to go ahead and spray them anyway. But the first thing we want to do, and I'm sorry if you can't see that, but I was having trouble with it going through the hole there, because tonight is just going to be one of those days. But if we can get on and do a live, and you know, you can decide how long you want your, this is going to be the hanger, and you can decide how long. I'm not even going to look at the cameras anymore, guys. There is a lag, and it's making me mess up, so we're just ignoring them. So if I don't see your, I am trying to read the comments though as I can. Another one to put in the experience books. You're just going to tie yourself a knot here and make sure it's good and tight. And like I said, make it as long as you want. There we go. And then we'll just take our scissors. I do use two different pairs of scissors. I have my Betty Crocker Dollar Tree scissors, and then I have my Good Fiskar. I only cut deco with it. But we're just going to take and snip that off. And then, since this is our, I did it the wrong way, guys. I tied it on the wrong side. That's okay. It pulled through. Excellent. Maybe. We're just going to go ahead and pull it like this so that they are going to have, I'm sorry the picture's so bad. They're going to have a way to hang this. And like I said, this is the side we're going to work on. And I guess actually what we want to do is put our string this way and make sure you're not sitting. That way, okay. Anyway, so Lori from Unique in the Creek, I am just really chopping this making it bad, but that's okay. We'll get better as life goes on, won't we? Anyway, this is our digital form. I got this off of the Unique in the Creek website. That's where you can get your boards, your forms, tutorials, and some of the tutorials do come with supplies. I just get the boards, and I have these boards, and then I have the flower boards, which is what I use for the rose and the sunflower that I made. And I do believe I did that sunflower online. You all saw me with the poly burlap, and I used the plastic bag sealer to cut it. But tonight, we're going to go from scratch. And I'll tell you what, she even gives you, and of course it's backwards because I wasn't prepared for my phone, but these are the instructions, and it tells you how to order these through Staples or Office Depot Max, which I have to go to an Office Depot. Our Staples all went out of business. And it tells you how to send them online so that all you have to do is go in. You go back to their print desk. Now, don't make the mistake of stopping at the first desk, because in my store, I stood there forever at the customer service desk and then had to walk to the back to get what I needed. But anyway, or you can, this is what I did. I did not do them online. I took my USB stick or my flash drive, and I downloaded them all on there, and I took it in and then told them which ones I wanted printed. And I did buy 2 copies of each in case I butchered the first one. Thank you, Helen. It's been a day. Let me tell you, it has been a day. But you know what? It could be worse. We had, like I said, electrical surge issues when I started. What you want to do is cut around this, and you want to cut it really close to the color. You're going to cover it with your mesh. And I'm using my Betty Crocker scissors because those are my paper scissors. And I'm not a good cutter either, so I got to kind of, if you can't see it, I'm sorry, I've got to kind of hold it up so that I can cut it. Art, like actual art classes, are not my thing. I can't draw. I flunked stick people. And I only took 1 semester of it when I was in the 8th grade. The other semester was in home ec. So I cannot draw or be very artistic that way. I can't cook. I can't sew. And I am a tech geek at heart. I do have a degree in information systems, which means I'm supposed to be the one that goes in, tells you what you need, and sets it up for you, and then walks away and lets you do it yourself. However, tonight I wouldn't even say that would be something I could do. I messaged my son in a panic and said, I have never seen USB ports have power surge. What do I do? So thank goodness for Sean. He saved me. You can keep these instructions. So far, it's come out on everyone. Thank you, Miss Goose. I know you will. I'll make you. I'm just going to toss that away. So now we have our character face. And the next thing you do is you want to Mod Podge this, which I've only done it once that I know of. And what I did was I couldn't even find this indoor-outdoor or outdoor Mod Podge at my Walmart or anywhere. So what I did is I ordered it off Amazon. But, you know, and I had everything sitting here too. And when I threw my fit, I did throw a fit, guys. Sorry, poor Michael. Took the brunt of it all. Oh, there it is. You can find this at the Dollar Tree, and this works just fine, especially if you put the clear sealant on. I use Krylon Max UV protectant, but this will work just fine too, and this is $1 at the Dollar Tree if you can find it, so that works also. But what Mike and I learned when we did put Jimmy O'Lantern on, well, we didn't find this because it was, of course, it was the first time we opened it. Well, all right. Whatever. Okay. So, this is our Mod Podge stuff, which is like a glue. It does dry clear. Because I will show you. This is the result we will be going for. Okay, that's Jimmy. I'm doing, I think Ina Fields, I think that's Ina Fields that I'm doing. She has them all named. They're so cute to name. So, I'm going to plop some out here. Some people put it in containers. I just kind of plop it on and go for it. And Patricia was giving me advice on how to do the Mod Podge, which I appreciated totally. And I'm not, like I said, I'm new at all this. I went and I bought myself one of these because sometimes it's easier for me to spread with that. You don't have to. You can just use your brush. You want to make sure you get a good liberal amount on here because you do want your face to stay on and not fly off in the, which would probably happen to me, in the wind. Anyway, I don't know what flew on there, some little bug, my luck. I do have a new light kit set up, so even though I'm using my phone, if you notice it's any brighter in here, that's what started this whole problem tonight, was trying to get the light kit to work with it. Needless to say, wasn't able to just plug them in and go. It was not good. So you want to get a good liberal amount on here. Probably, you don't want too much because it will end up being squished out. Then you want to make sure that your holes and where you center your face are at the top, unless you want to do it cockeyed. And I'm just going to take Ina here. And I'm going to put her on there, and you put it almost up. You line it up around the bottom of your holes, where the holes are. So I'm going to get her on there. I'm going to kind of push her down. Uh-oh. She needs to go, oh, move, move. Well, we're going to try again. I had her a little bit too far to the right. That's the thing. You also have to be coordinated when you do this, so. The Mod Podge was being a little forgiving for me, though. I'm sure everybody else, well, you know what? Now I've got her the other way, whatever. Then I bought a kit off of Amazon that had the roller, and it has these little things. You just start in the middle, and you can put a little bit of the Mod Podge on the edge of this, because that kind of keeps it so that you don't mess up. And when you do print out the faces, you do want to use 28 to 32 pound paper. I think mine only had the 28, unfortunately. I was not impressed. But we're going to make sure we get her face down. And right now I'm just going to, because I was having a time. And it does dry quickly, and I have a fan blowing on me. So we're going to try to get, I'm going to try as best as I can, guys. Like I said, this part isn't my forte, but that's okay. It will all work out. These are very nice to make. They're simple to make. Of course, it doesn't look simple from the way I'm doing it. But, and I did have a wet cloth here by me. Oh, nothing like sit your keyboard on it. Because I'm making a Mod Podge mess, so. And I only have the one space. So I'm just going to wipe that up off my board before it dries on there. But you just want to make sure that you don't have any spots or wrinkles or bubbles. And to tell you guys, I think I got something on it, so we're just going to do this. Don't tell, shh, don't tell Lori. Alright. Anyway, so the face is Mod Podged on. I made sure all the edges were down good. And then what you're going to do is you want to let that dry. And then after it's dried, like I said, you take your Krylon or whatever kind of sealer you use. I like to use one with the UV protectant. And spray it. And then you let that dry. So, you know, you could do this the day before and take your time at it. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Tanya. I'm not good at the Mod Podge thing. That's a new venture for Mike and I. But we did get Jimmy O'Lantern. But once you get to this point, we're just going to take Ina and sit her over there while she dries. And now we're going to pick up our dried, sprayed, and everything ready Jimmy face. And we're going to work on Mr. Jimmy. I noticed that even though we Mod Podge, we had fun doing it. It was kind of fun. I don't have a string on this one. And of course I cut it so that I can't find the middle of the string. And I'm just using white yarn. I have a ton of yarn in storage. That's true, but you know, Lori, the way that, I should say Laurie, it's hard for me to pronounce them all different. But the way my day's going, I'm still going to spray Ina. Because, I know. Isn't it cute? I love the way she did that. That's excellent. Anyway, we're going to find another piece of string, and we're going to give Jimmy here a hanger. Because you do want to do this. And I made sure I lined him up. Here's my holes. The boards are durable, but don't do that, guys, because you don't want to take a chance. I do know that they sometimes have problems in shipping, but I've never had any difficulties receiving them in one piece. But like I said, tonight anything can and will happen, so. All right. I think this just needs to be named a comical error, you know. That's okay. You just do it until you get it. But I'm just using the marked holes that are on the boards. I do love making the roses, and they turn out so beautiful. And I do love the sunflower. I put a little bit more into it and made it a little bit more labor intensive because like I said, I sealed my Poly Deco, and I use a plastic bag sealer, and I will show that. I think I've actually made did I do that backwards? No. Okay. There we go. Now we have Mr. O'Lantern's hanger on. Make sure you get it tied good and tight, or you may have to go back and redo that. Alright. So once you have Jimmy on the board, and he's dry, and you're ready to go, what I'm going to use, and I'm just doing a simple form tonight, which is probably good that I chose to do it that way. You can customize these any way you want once you learn the hang of it. I just bought, basic mesh, more than likely from Hobby Lobby, in an orange color. And I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to show you how they cut the mesh. It's very easy. It's quick. It's kind of messed up, so what I'm going to do is, I usually do cut mesh with a Works cutter, an electronic one. I saw that on Carmen Catherine's wreaths. I do have hand issues, but we're not going to cut it like that, but I am going to cut off this much because I don't like the way that mesh looks. There's some issues in it. Now, some people use cardboard, and I use cardboard. It's kind of like the same way that Lori from Hardworking Mom does her ribbon. But between Lamba and I, my ribbons or my boards were wearing out or being chewed up. So we had leftover floorboard trim, or woodwork trim, and Michael made me 4 or 5 different sizes. And as you can see, this is the one that's the 10-inch. I said, you gotta mark them, I won't know how long they are. So we're gonna cut our pieces in 10 by 10s. And that's what we're gonna use. And we're gonna use a ruffle method. And we are gonna attach them to our board with zip ties. So I'm just gonna do this and put it on there. Then I'm gonna come around this, and this is the most fantastic thing that I have seen, and such a great use, and very inexpensive when your small fur baby who thinks they have to help you craft wants to help. Because she takes these, she thinks a clothespin that's wooden is her personal toy. I am just gonna put it on here. I don't know how many clothespins. I almost have to buy new clothespins because she's chewed them all. To have a 1-year-old fur baby. And if you hear screaming in the background, that is my 2-year-old grandson upstairs. They live upstairs, Melinda and Nick and Ryder. So I'm just going to put this on here. We're going to use, I've been trying to remember this, 16 on the inner 2 rings and then 8 on the outer rings, so that's 24. So we're just going to cut 24 pieces, and we're just going to do it like you would do the ribbon. So there's 3. And I have those clothespins on there right now to help me hold them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I'm going to do 12 at a time because it does get thick and it will be harder to cut if I do not. And I'm just going to take my Fiskar mesh scissors, and I'm going to cut this off. And guys, while I'm thinking about it, I do have a moderator that helps me watch comments, especially tonight. Well, every night, but it's good tonight because I'm not keeping up with them. And I'm going to take those two clothespins out. Anyway, Laura from Laura Jean's Wreath Rooms moderates my lives, and I moderate hers. She is my best friend and biz buddy. Now, after this, just like you would do with your ribbon, I'm just going to take and I'm going to cut it. And you can let that, if you're confident enough in yourself, you can let that out. And, yeah, you don't always do it completely correct, but, you know, it's okay. It works out fine, especially doing the ruffle method. And your fray shouldn't show.
Oh, watch out.
Show too bad. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulty. Dog knocked over the light.
Yeah, I'm not gonna...
But it's okay. We're going to get back here. Hang on a minute. Ah, this is comic relief. There we go. We're back in the picture. Goodness. I did kind of throw my mesh, though, over to the side because Mike yelled, hey, watch out. And I wasn't sure what I was supposed to watch out for, and then the light came crashing down on my head. But it wasn't too heavy, so it's okay. Just the filter. Just the filter. So, sorry about that, and that little outburst there, but I guess he was trying to warn me. I guess the dog must have ran into it. They're very light. Now we know that we're going to have to put something on those to hold them up.
I don't know why they mounted from the ceiling down.
That's... I'm telling you, this is like, it's a crazy day, but that's all right. It's Monday, and I do believe over the weekend we had the full moon. I took a picture of it. Actually, last night when I was on my way back and forth from the airport to pick my son up. So you can cut your mesh any way you want. Usually this goes easier, but then of course the light doesn't crash on your head and you don't get, hey, watch out, yelled at you. So that would have gone a little smoother had that not have happened. So we're kind of at 10 inches, but that's how you do it. That's 12 pieces. So I'm just going to take these and I'm just going to put my clothespin on it to hold these ones together, and then we're going to try it again without any crashing of our technical things. I did get a little off there, so I'm just going to trim that off. I'm going to have to put some sticker on this Jimmy O-Lantern to say, oh my goodness, how fun was this? So I'm going to just cut 12 more, and then we'll have our 24 pieces, and I do believe... she does so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have to count out loud now, guys, because at this point anything could happen. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, this is going to be one of those that I could go on Home's Funniest Videos, I bet, and win. This is just too funny. Camera problems, connecting problems, things crashing on you during your live problems. This is how much we have left out of that roll, and I would bet you anything that we could get another pumpkin out of this orange if we wanted. Or you can use 2 different colors. You can, in fact, when I watched Laurie do it on the live, she actually used 2 different colors. I think she used like a gold orange and a regular orange, and then on the inner rings, I hate it when people say I'm sorry, and I did it again. But on the inner rings, she actually alternated the colors and it looked very nice. So, you know, it's all your own design. You get a you made it moment. I like that. It's supposed to be easy for beginners. I don't know if I agree with that right at the moment, but maybe it's just not easy for Cheryl's, huh? All right. Now we have all of our mesh cut. That went a lot quicker. So it's quicker than rolling out your mesh and doing it, but you can do it however you want as long as you have approximately 10 by 10 pieces. Okay. So now that we have that done, and I'll put that over there. I did clip them all together for you. Just gonna set my scissors down. Now the next thing I'm gonna use, and I hope I'm explaining this right because things are so crazy. Hi Jace, how are you? I went to Menards, and I'm not sure these heads are, they may be too big, but that's okay because if the heads are too big and won't go into the holes, I'm gonna cover the back with felt, and that looks like what I'll probably do. But I'm using 6-inch cable ties, and maybe, Michael, do you see my package? I actually have 4-inch cable ties I use also. Those heads look a little thick. Do you see my 4-inch cable ties over there in a big bag?
Small ones?
Yeah, the ones I had prior to this. I'm gonna get out my supplemental tools I use to help me. I have a very light grip, and so I use these to help hold my pipe zip ties, not pipe cleaners, when I do it.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Thank you, Lori. I appreciate you watching and giving me some. Look at this. Things flew all over Jimmy when the ceiling came crashing in.
I don't see
All right. Okay. Well, the zip ties that I thought I'd change over to are null and void and missing. So we're just gonna use these, and I'll probably just cover the back with felt. Hi, Maury. How are you? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take. I'm going to take the clothespin off, or I would be wondering why I can't get a hold of it. I'm just going to take my approximately, and that one's not, so we may have to cut another one, but my approximately 10 by 10 pieces of mesh. There we go. And we're just going to use the ruffle technique, and I'm just going to sit it on Jimmy's face because, yeah, he still is smiling. I don't know if I am or not. I'm laughing. But I'm just going to take and I'm going to make a ruffle out of these, just like you would on a wireframe. Or for a wireframe, so that you get your bow tie look. And then what you want to do, and yeah, what we want to do is we want to just choose a hole where you want to start. Make sure your flat side is up toward the ceiling, otherwise it'll be backwards, and 9 times out of 10 I do it. Well, I shouldn't say that much. At least once out of 10 times I do it. But you put it, okay. So you take this and you're going to insert it through the inner hole, because we're going to do the 16 in the middle first. I had it in there and then I decided to show you. So you're going to bring that up through here. And I'm not worried about my tie going through because my little heads, I didn't get the right ones. They're too big. So I'll be working on getting that. I thought I did. You're just going to bring it and you're going to pull it to hold your ruffle. And then on the back side, what you do is you slip it in, and you grasp your zip tie and pull. And if you have a well, maybe it will fit. I don't know. Maybe not. No, they're not going to fit. So, but that's all right because we can cover the back. But if your ties are the right, if you get the right, I think she says 18. Is it 18 pounds, Lori, that you use it by the zip ties for? And I didn't see a poundage on these, so that's my bad. But anyway, you're just going to put it on there and your ruffle, and you know, you're going to want to manipulate it like you do your wire form. And we're just going to go around all the 16 inside double holes that way. Now, if you were going to alternate your colors, of course, then you'd use the other color, but I'm just using the one this evening. So we just ruffle it up. Put it in there so that your ruffle spot is in between the 2 holes. And you take your zip tie I wish I had the zip ties that would show you. It's so cool when they slip right into the holes and your back is all smooth. You don't have to cover them if you don't want. I'm just going to take that and you just pull your zip tie. And if you pull it back towards the holes, if you have the appropriate size heads, they'll be right on there. And there you go. We have 2 of them. And we just going to continue to go around. We're going to go around all the 16 inner holes. And then we'll do all of the outside holes. And the outside you just do around the outside of the frame. But once you get the hang of, you know, making these, because they really aren't hard, and you just have to get comfortable with it, then you can start to customize them with other things. Like the next one I make, I will probably use some green at the top and try to make a stem. So it looks like that's his little hat. I'm sorry if it's not in the picture. I'm trying. I do really wish I had my other camera angles because it would be so much simpler. I'm going to wait until I get around before I trim the first set of my ties. But you do want to trim them down to the head so that you don't have the long parts hanging in the back. And what I'm going to do when I'm going to go to probably Joann's. And I am going to buy, I didn't realize this until my friend Diane from Utah Taylor's Creations. I hope that's right, Diane. I'm sorry. She told me you could buy the felt on a roll. So see, I told you I don't sew. Instead of buying it in the squares like you do at Hobby Lobby. I guess you could at Hobby Lobby too, because they do have a material department. It's just Joann's is closer to me. And then you can cut your whole circle out without having the squares. You kind of have to use 2 different pieces because they aren't large enough. So that would cover with 1 piece, and then you wouldn't have the thing. My comments quit scrolling, dudes. I tend to call people dudes too. I love these. I love these boards. Hi, Ann. I am making Jimmy O'Lantern from the Unique in the Creek character collection. This is going to be one of the new lines I carry in my Etsy shop, and I will be having it shown on Facebook. There are several digital copies or digital faces that you can get. I didn't buy all of them, but I bought pretty close to. And then you just have them printed out at your local Staples or Office Max or anywhere that you can get it printed. You print them on 28 to 32 pound paper. I believe Lori says if you use the flower board with the holes in the middle, you'll want to use the 32 pound paper so that your holes do not show through. I just decided, well, I'm going to use my flower boards for flowers, and I got character boards. So I have this one, and then like I said, you just saw me, I Mod Podged Ina Fields, I believe it was. And I bought Christmas ones. I have a big variety. And I'm wanting to put these out also because of the area I am in. They are a little cheaper to make. They don't take as many supplies. And my economic area is kind of low. I'm in the middle of the country. I like to say I'm in a cornfield. I don't really live in a cornfield, and we do have concrete streets. But I see cornfields all the time going to and from places. I'm south of Omaha, Nebraska. And so our economy is a little cheaper. They don't like the big floofies because they don't want to pay for them. So I'm taking these. I have 2 shows in October. I have one great big show where I will be highlighting a lot of my larger sized wreaths. But then my second show is at a local elementary school, and I do like to go to the farmer's market too. We've done that once. But I have to move the board, guys, because I can't find the whole one. But anyway, I will definitely be taking a variety of these and all the different kinds, and I will take custom orders on them. And the boards are very durable, I think. I haven't had any problems with them. really want to pull my head down. Anyway, I'm talking to myself. So sorry, so sorry. A good creator always talks to themselves, right? And you know, you just do them just like you would your regular ruffles on your wire wreath. Put that up. And if you think it's not, I'm going to cut that one off. I pulled it the other direction. I'm trying to decide which way I want to pull them. If you decide it's too thin, you can always use 2 pieces. Or you could use 21 inch, cut it in 10 inches and fold it in half. It's just kind of, sorry about that, whatever you want to get done. Or not get done, but do. It's all creative rights. When it comes to wreath making, no matter what kind of wreath you make, it's all creative rights. Nothing's right, nothing's wrong. It's what you see and it's your vision. And believe it or not, there is someone out there for every wreath that is ever made. So, you just do what you like, you do what you enjoy, and you go on. And I'm checking real careful, guys, because remember, I'm trying to make sure that the flat side is towards the ceiling on the heads on my zip ties, or it'll be backwards, and I'll be fussing because I had to do it again. A lot of people, too, if you want in your area, you can always check. A lot of people do personalized workshops with these. They'll hold a class and just do a one-day session. I don't have that opportunity. So, I am trimming these now, guys, because I kind of going backwards from the way I'd started. Because I can't do anything the same way twice. And these don't take overly too long to make. It's taking us probably a little longer than what I would normally show you because I wanted to show you how she cuts the mesh, because it's a very quick and easy way to cut your mesh if you'd like. So I wanted you guys to see that. And if you visit the site uniqueinthecreek.com, she does have all of her items that she sells. She has her boards, she has her digital faces, and you can also buy some supplies, some Mod Podge supplies, anything that she has in there. And this is a really, and I have to re-ruffle. And she hasn't been around that long, but Lori is the creator of the boards. She is very gifted at doing the digital designs and the way what you should do. She has the flower boards, the character boards, and I'm going to move you over this way a little bit because I'm going to have to move over here by my table, or the edge of my table. She also has tree boards. That's another one I want to make soon. I'm thinking I'm going to take a tree board, and besides making a Christmas tree, I may try to do a candy corn. And then she also has horse head boards that she does, or has made the horse heads, and they're very nice. So, very talented lady. I'm so excited. She will be at the convention in October. Very excited to meet her personally. I do talk to her a lot, but very excited to talk to her personally. But as you can see, this does go pretty fast once you get the hang. All right, Lori. Hopefully when I'm done, we'll pop over there and see what you've got going on tonight. Hardworking mom, Lori Riley Jacobs. And she will be live, I believe. I saw the message because it came through after I started, but I believe she's going at 8:30 Eastern. No, 7:30 Eastern. I'm all messed up. 7:30 Central. No, I don't know. Anyway, she's going to be live here in just shortly. So that's Lori with Hardworking Mom. She is my business coach. She has a wonderful business group, Lori Jacobs Success Path. And I highly recommend her to anyone that would like to use her, because I've learned a lot. She's taught me much. She's very patient and kind and very personable. And I wouldn't change that for the world. choosing my business coach. It was one of the best decisions I made when I started my business. And she's very, very knowledgeable on the business ends, and she makes beautiful wreaths. So what more could you ask for? I do know she was going live on Sundays and Wednesdays, and like a lot of other people lately, she's starting to do, I think she's going to do 12 nights or days of live straight. So you can catch her online. Just as my partner and buddy, best friend, Laura Jean's Wreath Rooms. Laura goes live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I moderate your lives, so I'm there to answer your questions or write them down usually for if you have them and I can't answer them. She's moderating for me tonight. Everybody tell Laura hello. Tell her how fantastic she does, and I'm more than excited to have her here with me. Couldn't get away without it. Couldn't do it. When you start making a wreath on a live, because a lot of you do lives without moderators, I'm going to tell you, it's very hard to keep up with the comments. So, give the bestie some love there. And then, like I said, tonight we're doing the Unique in the Creek line that I'm starting. That's Lori McNeil at Goldfinch, I believe the whole name is, from uniqueinthecreek.com, and she is also on Facebook. She puts on great lives, especially when she's with her husband, Dave. He's a wonderful man. And they make really cute lives when they don't know they're doing it, like I've done before. And they were just great. They would go with the flow. They're great people. They had the filters on. They were like, oh no, we're live. But it was great. It was fun. I loved it. A very good moment to make you feel lighthearted and put a great big smile on your face. I like that about Lori. And so give her some love, because we're a community and we're all here to support each other. And that's what life's about. I also have some friends. I'm trying to think who all they are. Sorry guys, I'm having one of those day moments. There's Patricia at Little Lamb Wreaths. She makes beautiful ones. Go check her out. There's Diane at, I believe it's Utah Taylor Creations. I may have said that wrong. I just call her Diane, so. And you can see their wreaths posted on many different groups on Facebook. They make wonderful wreaths. There's Sue Merrick at Merrick's Memories. And if I'm missing you, I'm sorry. These are some of the people that I started out with. They've become my good friends. So Laura, if I missed anybody, tell me please. So because I don't want to. That is not my intention. But I want you guys to see all my friends. Everybody has their own unique style. They make beautiful wreaths. So check them all out. And I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can, but I'm sorry guys, I am not as fast as hardworking mom. I don't know that I ever will be. So I do take a little longer. I'm so jealous today of Laura. She went shopping and she did her haul live just earlier this afternoon. And I have had to put myself on a shopping freeze because I have so much stuff that I have no more room to put it. So I'm just very jealous of her because she got really cool snow owls and really cool trucks with trees. And I really want to go get some, and I really shouldn't. So I'm now saving up for when I go to a convention. I don't know why I'm being sing-songy. That really bugs me. Anyway, I want to save up when I go to a convention. We're going to Collinsville, Illinois, the third weekend in October. And they have an old-time pottery. That's one of my most favorite stores. But now At Home is actually kind of giving them competition for my new favorite place. At Home, the difference between, for me, At Home and old-time pottery is that At Home is seasonal, where old-time pottery has just one dedicated section of florals and mesh and wreath forms. You can get I have never seen the wreath forms at the At Home. But I also have a 3-hour drive almost to get to a old-time pottery. So I don't go there often. And At Home I could go to every day if I really wanted, because it is in Omaha. where the old time pottery is in Kansas City. So, but once you get down how to do this ruffle and how to put your zip ties in, guys, it's simple, it's quick, and it's a piece of cake. I love it. It was a great design, Lori. Great design. Many kudos. And you don't really have to hold on to the zip tie. You do want to get them tight. But, see, I'm almost done with the inner ring, and then we have the outer ring. And then actually, that's going to be it for tonight, because I'm just making this a just little old plain Jimmy O-lantern. He's just a little guy off the street just hanging out. I'm liking him. I may have to hang him on my door for Halloween. I suppose I could be nice and hang him on my son's door. I do make sure that he always has a wreath per season on his door. He was kind of tired of these when I first began, because he was one of the only people, before I started selling them, I would give him wreaths. And, you know, he's a bachelor. He's not a frilly guy. He's like, if you make wreaths, no ribbons. So, and it was okay, because I didn't use many ribbons back then. Laura, however, would have probably told him, never mind, you're having the ribbon. But, or I should say Laura. I get, you know, it's funny. Everybody's named Lori, Laura, or Laurie, and everybody's husband's name is Mike. I don't know how many people I have met in their husband's name, because my husband's name is Mike. So I'm going to call everybody's husband Mike. That way I won't be confused, and I'll know I'm talking about a husband. So instead of using the word husband, I'm going to say, what does your Mike do? My Mike is my staff. I pay him with milk or dark chocolate covered Raisinets when he does a good job. And he has been doing our organizing all this week and straightening it out. So I love him. Got to keep him. Had him 35 years. Not time to train a new one. So he's very, very good to me. And as a bonus, my Mike is a shopper. He does not discourage me from buying my crafts, hence why we have so many supplies. And we need a bigger, it's not necessarily we need a bigger house, we need a bigger space in our house. We share it with my daughter, son-in-law, and my grandson. So they have the upstairs portion, which is the larger portion, and we have about, 750 square feet where we live, and then we have a living room, we have a bedroom, and a makeshift kitchen in the laundry room. And then I use half of the garage for supply storage because it was swallowing us. So. What's nice about these wreaths also, and I've heard Lori from Unique in the Creek say this several times, is that you get your supplies ready and everything, you sit down, you turn on a movie, and you can do them while you watch your movie. So, you're not just... In fact, I really thought it was so fantastic. I watched her make one in a vehicle one day. She had all of her stuff ready, I guess. Because I didn't see the very first of it. I kind of caught on later. But I watched her make it while riding in the vehicle. She wasn't driving. So I thought that is so fantastic. Of course, Michael, we drive a truck, and Michael kind of makes it, we call it the bump. So it's kind of difficult to do anything. But I think I could even, maybe, once I got good or better at it, I can make one of these while he's driving in the truck. It might be fun, and I might have choice words to say now and then. But I really do, I like these, and that was my first thing. It's like, I want to make these. And if you drop put your zip tie on, it falls off and falls to the floor, you just start again. So a lot of people use wreathing as a therapy. I totally agree. I love it. It's calming. And so, in fact, hardworking mom always says, are you ready for wreath therapy? And I'm like, when I first started watching her, I'm like, oh, heck yeah. Let's have some wreath therapy. And then I started making it, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this. So, I'm glad nobody else has wanted to try to contact me, Laura. And as soon as I say that, I'll knock on Jimmy O-Lantern. He's made out of a wood product, right? that was our last ruffle, as you can see, on our inside rings. And I'm going to go around now, and all I'm going to do is snip the ends off of my zip ties. I snipped a few, but you just go in and pick them up and zip them, or snip them. First you zip them, then you snip them. Like I said, my heads are too big, but we had too many technical difficulties for me to go out and try to find appropriate sized tops. My 4 inches work better. I usually use those, but I will show you the exact system or the exact way that Lori makes them, because they are just, I love the system. It's just all there is to say. I'm just going to kind of go through and look, just like with any other wreath. You want a floof, or as Regina Sellers would, from the Probo, the hand says with her ribbons, you foo-foo. You can trim off any fray. That was our last ruffle. Here's the other one. You know, don't be afraid to kind of try to, I like to say, manipulate your mesh the way you want it to go. But anyway, so there's our first round. And now we should have 8 more, and we will put those on the outside holes. And I'll show you. Let me ruffle this piece of deco mesh. I was going to call it tulle. I don't know where that came from. I don't work with tulle. I can't. The glitter gives me, I have some problems in the glitter. I can't breathe when I use it. I gave all my tulle away. I know you can buy it without, but I'm a glitter girl. So you make your ruffle, and what we're going to do is on the outside, if you can see them, there is one single hole. There's a set of 3, then a set of 2. So on every single hole, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place, with the head going up, I'm going to place my zip tie there. I'm going to put this, I'm going to do it this way. Okay. We're going to put this on the edge of the board. We're going to take our zip tie, and we're not going to put it through another hole. We're just going to go around the outside of the board, and then we're just going to turn it under. And in other cases, it would fit in that hole, so we're just going to position it to that hole. And you're going to want to do that in every one. There should be 8 outside. I'm just going to sit him on his, I'll sit him on his head, on his face, because that way I can identify the holes easier. And now if you are making a lighter colored wreath, a yellow, a white, you would want to use this side of the board. But we've chosen the natural side of the board because we're using the orange. And it helps it to not show through. And I have also, I did this with one of my roses. I thought the mesh was a little too thin. So what I did in that case is I actually mixed up some paint to match the color, or close enough to the color of my mesh. And when I was done, I wasn't pleased. So I painted, this is when I made a rose, I painted the edges of the board to match that color to help keep it from showing. And so you could paint your boards also. That's another idea. But you don't have to. Like I said, creative rights. I find this just a little bit more difficult to do because I don't have that second hole. I like that second hole. I like that technique. And you do want to make sure they're turned to the back. You don't want them to show the other way. You know, I heard people say these light kits make you hot. Mine aren't. Of course, I am running a fan at full force. But, yeah, I'm not finding them warm. I don't know. Of course, I'm not finding them working well for me yet either, as the technical difficulties happen. So. Also, another thing, and I saw this, but I am glad I did not attempt it tonight. You can put a light kit on here, and we'll do that one night. Because this mesh, using the basic mesh, it is a little thin, but it'll work. It just depends, you know, on your taste. But you can take a light kit well, not a light kit, a string of lights, and you can put them right under the board, and then you can, like when it gets dark, you can get the ones that go for 6 hours, and all you do is take and set them so that they come on like at 6 at night and then go off at midnight, and then you can hang it out because they're run by battery, and you can hang it out, and you can light up your wreath. I have not made a lit wreath yet. It is something on my agenda to try. And remember, when you put your mesh on, it goes between your hole and the edge of your board. But these are, I love them. They're cute little wreaths. I love them. I think they look fantastic. And I have no problem. I'm loving to want to make more. Anyway, I'd like to make them. I saw, I don't know if Catherine's still here. I do a line that I use, Ms. C's crosses. That's my military line. I use all Ms. C's crosses with that, and I'm going to be making a Marine one and a Coast Guard one because I sold my Marine one, and I just haven't gotten to the new Coast Guard crosses she made. But I'm going to try to pump all of this stuff out before my shows in October. That's September. I really don't have anything scheduled except for lives and things. I don't have any shows or business events. So I'm going to use the whole month of September. Well, they're not really the correct size there, Janice, and I don't know. Yeah, the heads are too big to go into the holes, but I got these at Menards. And then I have 4-inch ones that I use also, and I think these are like too heavy duty of a poundage type thing. I think they need to be just a little bit smaller on the head. But I just went to my local Menards and bought them there. But they're workable. It's not like I won't use them. They are very workable. I normally use, and then we can't find them right now. Mike's been reorganizing, but I usually use a 4-inch zip tie because that's what I had. And I really like them. And they were a lighter weight holdage or something. And, they come and they say, 18 pounds or something. I do believe that's what Lori recommends, 18-pound ones. And that's, what the different sizes or the different poundages, how big the little heads are. So, but to tell you the truth, I don't even think this one said anything about. These are just 100 pack of 6-inch cable ties for indoor use only. 1 and 3/8 max bundle. I can't see it because I don't have my glasses, guys. I haven't bought them yet. Haven't ordered. Up to 30 pounds. Yeah, you need a lighter tension one so that they will absolutely go into those holes. That's where I made the mistake. I probably couldn't see it that day either because I haven't had my glasses since Lamba and Finn chewed them up. And I was waiting. Pardon me. Pardon me. Choked on my own spit. Anyway, I was waiting I went and saw a retinal specialist last Friday. So I didn't want to order anything until I saw what they were going to do or if they were going to take my cataracts out. And they're not. So I'm going to go. I just have to go and purchase them. And the weekend was kind of crazy, so I just didn't. And we've been trying to get lawns mowed. We helped our son do his. He's been out of town for 2 weeks. And it's rained off and on. And then kind of honestly forgot. But we finally got over there to get his lawn mowed while he was out of town. And then we have to work on ours, and because of Creeping Jenny and Creeping Charlie, that keeps us busy too. Poor Michael, because I can't mow, but I go out there and try to pull weeds once in a while because those things are terrible. You can't eradicate them without killing your whole lawn and waiting 2 seasons and then targeting again. So I just let them grow. At least they're green, right? Gotta look at the highlights. The Creeping Charlie do produce pretty purple flowers and Creeping Jenny pretty white ones, but they lose their prettiness real quick when you have to keep fighting them. And I'm thinking I may have to cut a couple more pieces of mesh, so since we've been on here for a bit and we started out with technical difficulties, I'll just show you what he looks like to that point, and I'll go ahead and cut. He will be finished. He will be listed tomorrow on my Etsy, otherwise Laura will come all the way from New York to Nebraska and probably, like, kick me. So, I try to help her with some things, and that's one of the things that she tries to help me with, is to get them listed as soon as possible. But the other thing is, I am only making one of these now, but I am more than happy to take custom orders for them, or the roses, or the sunflowers, in any colors you wish. You can just send me a message on my page, just to send a private message, and we'll get with you, and we'll work those details out. I'm wanting also to work with the turquoise colors. I don't know if that'd make a pretty rose or not, but I'm sure thinking about it. So two more. See, I'm going to be one piece short right now, guys, because if I had that one that was cut, so I can cut that real quick, I guess. I'll be nice, Laura. I will finish the wreath. I will. I promise. She always yells at me because I don't, like, finish my signs on and stuff because I have a lot of problem with them. And it's kind of comical if you watch Mike and I do it. I will film it sometime for you so that you can see how we act and how we do our stuff. Because, yeah, we're kind of funny. If you've ever seen Everybody Loves Raymond and you've seen Marie and Frank Barone, Raymond's parents, that's kind of Mike and I. You'd swear we hate each other, but we really love each other. So, we're just kind of that way. We enjoy life. In fact, we enjoy each other so much, I don't like to fly, and I don't have a vehicle. I'm buying my son's vehicle, but I don't have it right now to drive. But Michael, I won't drive the truck. It's way too big. So I told him, you have to go to the convention because you have to. Because I won't drive, and you have to drive me to Illinois. So we're going to make a 2-day trip out of it. We're going to just drive part way. It's only about a 7-hour drive. So we're going to drive to Columbia, Missouri. I have a friend that lives there because I'm originally from Missouri, up north of Kansas City, northeast. But, so we're going to drive to Columbia, and then it's only about an hour and a half drive, I think, on to Collinsville. So, we'll say, 2 hours because I'm old and we have to stop a lot. How's that? You know what? For some reason, I must have hit the mouse and the comments went away. So I'm gonna... So this will be our last piece of mesh, and then basically Jimmy O'Lantern is done. I might spray him also his mesh with the acrylic sealer. Pardon me, that's UV protected. But I don't know, because he will hang between on my door. He will hang on my door and then my storm door, and also on my son's. So it's not as important to spray him for weather-wise, just for color preservative, because the sun does fade your mesh if they're out there in the sun. I don't really have much of an overhang here. My son does, so I don't worry about it too much. The other thing is, remember, if you are spraying your mesh with this one, because we do spray the sign also, it's not as important. But with the ones that you put your ribbon and your decor on, you do want to spray them before you put those on. It can discolor the ribbon or the decorations. I do believe they have some they call floral spray. Okay, now remember, I'm on my phone. My first time going live doing a wreath on my phone. So I'm going to try to get it so you can see it. I'm just going around and making sure I have all of my... And then I want Jimmy to see. so I'm kind of manipulating out my mesh. So I'm going to hold this up a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to take the hanger. I'm going to hold him by the hanger. I'm going to try to hold him back. And once I get him hung, I'll of course go back through and manipulate the mesh to where I would like it and how I want it. But that is your simple basic Jimmy O'Lantern wreath by Unique in the Creek. Oh no, guess what? I just saw this. Hang on. Huh, I'm not used to using my phone. You know what, guys? I almost lost the battery on it. It says low battery. So I hope it's plugged in and working. Otherwise, if I go away, that's what happens. But anyway, here is our Jimmy O'Lantern wreath. I'll hang him on the door right now. Or not right now, but I mean, I'll hang him on the door over there. And then we'll be able, you can see him. I'll get a farther away picture from him because I am not really sure. But this is what your character wreaths look like. You can put more mesh in them if you want. You can also probably use Dollar Tree mesh. I don't know. You can use the... She says you can use the ruffle on all of your character wreaths. You might want to use a curl method and make bundles. It's totally, you know, totally artistic call. So soon we'll be making Ms. Ina Fields, or I'll make her and then show her to you because I did Mod Podge her face on. I kind of like doing the Mod Podge. That's kind of fun. But there's Ina Fields. I just need to work with her a little more, and I want to spray her because I need to get the edges sealed down good. I also bought some straw hats. I may put that on her for decoration. Next Jimmy, I think I'm going to cover cardboard in brown mesh up here, and then put some green curls maybe up in here so that it looks like, you know, he has his little top thing that you take off when you make a jack-o'-lantern. So it's kind of, I'm sorry, I don't care for the way I'm seeing it on my phone. I'm not used to that. But that is exactly how, I can turn it back towards me now. But that is exactly how you make a Jimmy O'Lantern wreath. It takes 24 pieces of 10 by 10 mesh, your flower board, your digital face, a string or piece of yarn to make your hanger. Can you tell the fan's blowing on me? And then, of course, whatever you need for your Mod Podge glue, and things like that. Thank you, Lori, for making such a wonderful... Oh, look, I said your name backwards. It's Lori Goldfinch McNeil. I said it. Oh, Arlene, thank you. I'm so glad you did. I love them. I just love them. I love this system. Thank you, Lori, for creating something so nice for me to use. I love it. Everybody can go to uniqueinthecreek.com. That's where you'll find all these supplies. And I intend to make several. I really do. I am going to put them on my Unique in the Creek line. And she has fabulous flowers that you can make. And she has, well, one is the rose. I love it. But I also love the sunflower. And then she has a fun flower, a daisy. Did you make a posy or a pansy? Something. But they're all listed right there on our website. I've never had any problems with any ordering I've done. I've never had any problems with the boards. Love it all. So I intend to make many more. Those will be listed under our Etsy. In the category would be Unique in the Creek. UITC line. And so Jimmy will, I promise Laura, moderator, I will have this posted shortly. We're taking our pictures inside now. The flowers are fun. Mom, I couldn't remember. I could not remember. There's so many of them and they're so great. I want them all. I want to do them all. I want to do all the character faces. Well, except for the clown. I can't do the clown. I don't like clowns, especially scary ones. So I just can't do that one, guys. Sorry. I think if anybody even ordered a clown, I couldn't do it. Because it's just too much. But anyway, I do want to thank you tonight. I want to thank you all for having the patience with me so that I could finally get online. I am going to talk with Lori from Hardworking Mom tomorrow and figure out what I'm doing wrong and why. I know that I saw two people there. I saw Judy and Joanne there but I don't think they could see me. But they commented that they were there, so I know they were with me. But why I'm not online and why that link did not come up and my reminder link did not come up and therefore didn't allow you to put live in the comments, I have no clue. So I'm going to be practicing that. So if you see Test Live, you'll know what I'm doing. I'm not on there trying to make a wreath or show you anything. Thank you, Tammy. I'm just on there practicing so that I can get to you when we want. Because this is twice now. And twice I've been in one place and you all have been in another. So it's because of the OBS thing. Yeah, they couldn't see me? Okay. Well, thank you, Judy. It's a pleasure to have you with me. I appreciate each and every one of you that follow us and come and watch us. Remember, my buddy, Laura, from Laura Jean's Wreath Rooms, will be on tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Central, going live, making some fantastic wreath on Facebook. And I'll be there. So come and join me, watch her make a beautiful wreath. You're welcome, Joanne. You have a good night. Good night, Patricia. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you being here. I'll probably talk with you later, Patricia. But everybody have a wonderful one. I'm going to see if I can figure out if I really know how to turn off this live. You can see the bogus camera behind me that didn't work. I'm going to get that figured out before Friday. Friday, I'm supposed to be on YouTube. We may stay with Facebook. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted. Have a great one. Look in the Etsy shop tomorrow. I will have Jimmy O'Lantern, my Home Sweet Home, and my Dollar Tree Halloween wreath posted. Have a great one. We'll talk with y'all later. Thank you so much for joining. Night.